So if you're a rabbit farmer, you might just wake up one day to your rabbit farm and notice one of your rabbits is actually dead. There are some reasons as to why this happened. There are some reasons as to why you lost your rabbit without even knowing any reason. And sometimes these rabbits don't even show any sign that they are sick, and you just tend to come and see them dead in the farm. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 7 things that rabbits don't like. If you do any of these things to them, or if any of these things are happening to your rabbit, they might tend to die even unexpectedly. You might just come and see them dead. This is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. 7 things the rabbit do not like that can actually kill them. So if you're a rabbit farmer, you should stick to the end of this video so you know all these 7 things and you know how to avoid them so that you will not lose any of your rabbits. If this is your first time coming across our channel, here in this channel we teach you how to become a successful rabbit farmer, a successful rabbit breeder, and also a pet owner. We also do videos on other livestock farming like poultry farming, fish farming, snail farming, pig farming extensively. So if this is what you find interesting, consider liking this video and subscribing to our YouTube channel. So one of the few things I will tell you that rabbits do not like at all is loud noises. So if you keep your rabbit close to a place that maybe loudspeakers or generators is always there, like your generator is always steaming close to the rabbit's house, or loudspeaker from churches or from any kind of place, any loud noise at all, or maybe welding machine or any kind of thing, loud noises at all, this can actually affect your rabbit. You might wake up one day and your rabbit is dead. Your rabbit might die from shock or from any other thing that is caused through the loud noise. So if you want to place your rabbit cage, make sure you place your rabbit cage in a place that there is no loud noises. The place is very, very cool. People do not go there all the time, like maybe children making noise around, or your generator or loudspeakers. Avoid these particular things from your rabbit hutch. So another thing also I want to be talking about too is sudden movement. So if you are someone that a lot of people come to your house a lot and you want to place your rabbit cage, or if you used to have a lot of visitors a lot, make sure you don't really take them towards the rabbit cage every time, because rabbits do not like sudden movement, like people moving around every time. Most times they are always scared. Yes, they are always scared, and this being scared can actually cause them a lot of harm. So you don't want people to be moving around your rabbit cage every time, up and down, especially maybe children playing around, running around the cage. This can actually cause them shock too, because the noises coming from all those movement and all those kind of things, and maybe when your rabbit want to rest, people they keep stepping their foot and they just wake up. It might not really be a right environment for them to live in. So another thing also I want to talk about is picking up your rabbit very frequently. So a lot of people, yes, I know you like touching your rabbit, you like carrying your rabbit on your body, but try as much as possible to avoid picking them up too frequently, as rabbits do not like this particular act. Rabbits do not like people carrying them all the time. You want to carry your rabbit on your body all the time. Every time you come to your cage, you always want to pick them up, especially the pregnant ones. They actually don't like this kind of things. You might even be carrying the pregnant rabbit too much, and you notice one day when you come to the pen or the cage, you notice the rabbit has had a miscarriage because of too much of carrying around. I talked about this in the video I did about some things you should not do to your pregnant rabbit. So avoid carrying your rabbit up too frequently, as they don't really like this. You might think, yes, it's good to play with them. Most times allow them to run around, run to you. If you are keeping them as pets in your home or inside your house, allow them to run to you, touch them, pet them, but avoid always carrying them very frequently, as they don't really like this. Another thing also I want to be talking about is unfamiliar scents, like a different smell entirely coming into your rabbit farm. Let me give you guys an instance. Like maybe you are the one that feeds your rabbit and a totally different person comes another day to feed your rabbit. Rabbit don't like this particular thing. Your rabbit might actually feel threatened and might not really be living in their right environment when a lot of people do come to feed your rabbit. Maybe you have different hands that come to touch your rabbit and all of that. Rabbit don't really like this particular thing. Unfamiliar scents. They feel threatened because of maybe they are afraid maybe the person is going to do anything to them, or any kind of thing like that, because they are not really comfortable to that person. One thing you need to know is that rabbit bond a lot with their owners. Like if you are someone that is always coming towards your rabbit will bond very easily with you. And once your rabbit bonds with you, it's very, very hard for them to switch to another different person coming to your farm to come and feed them. I want to use one particular thing as an instance. Let's take for instance your rabbit gives birth to little babies and you touch the babies. You that is the person that is always feeding your rabbit, you touch the babies, you will notice that something might not really happen to it, to those rabbit babies. But if another different hand come and touch those babies and the rabbit perceives a different smell from those babies, she can actually reject those babies and refuse to breastfeed them, and she might not breastfeed them again because she perceives a different smell from them, and this might actually cause those babies to die because the rabbit is not going to breastfeed them again. And also the rabbit might even tend to eat them because she might feel those kids are in danger. She might eat them thinking she's saving them, meanwhile in actual sense she's killing them. So don't allow a totally different person to be coming to your farm to touch your rabbit and all, as rabbit don't like unfamiliar smells. A smell that your rabbit is not used to, your rabbit might not really like it. A lot of people do say if your rabbit give birth, you should not touch the babies. This is the reason why they say that, not that you should not touch the babies if you are the only one that goes to your farm. I touch my rabbit babies when they give birth and nothing happened. But if you have a different hand that does not go close to that rabbit every time, if you have a different hand entirely outside the farm that comes to touch those rabbit babies, those rabbits are going to reject those babies because of the unfamiliar scent that they are smelling from those babies. So another thing I want to be talking about is extreme temperature. Extreme temperature, like the temperature that is too cold, or if the temperature is too hot. So when the temperature is too cold, it's not really good for your rabbit, especially those little baby rabbits that don't have hairs on them. Those too cold temperature might not really be too good for them, as you might want to avoid it. If your rabbit gives birth and the weather is cold, you might want to maybe use bags to cover the front of the rabbit cage so that the cold does not really go in. And you might also want to use a nesting box for your rabbit so that the cold cannot really have easy access to those rabbit babies, as they don't have hair in them, as this might really affect them. And also even the big one, too much of cold can really affect those big rabbits, so you don't really want too much of cold to have access to your rabbit cage. And also if the weather is too hot, your rabbit might have what we call heat stroke. Heat stroke is a disease that affects rabbits when the weather is really hot, as you might want to avoid placing your rabbit cage not to direct sunlight. If you want to place your rabbit cage, make sure your rabbit cage is not facing direct sunlight, except you don't have any other place to keep it. But if your rabbit cage is facing direct sunlight, make sure you cover the cage when the weather is really hot, as this might affect your rabbit. Yes, rabbit don't like extreme temperature. Rabbit like a mild temperature, maybe when the weather is warm or when the weather is somehow in between cold and hot. That's the kind of temperature rabbits like. And also when you want to breed your rabbits, you don't breed them when the weather is too hot, as they might not take in. So rabbit don't really like a temperature that is too hot, as you might want to avoid it. So another thing I want to be talking about is certain foods. Rabbit don't like certain food. There are some kind of food you should not feed a rabbit, especially food containing a lot of sugar, like chocolate. And you might not also want to feed your rabbit some kind of things like cookies. I see a lot of rabbit owners feeding their rabbit cookies or biscuits. Stop feeding your rabbit biscuit, as this contains a lot of sugar and may end up killing your rabbit, because these biscuits you are feeding them might affect their hearts, as this might not really be suitable for them. Rabbits are herbivorous in nature. Rabbits eat grasses, and also since we have domesticated them, you can feed them pellets and also hay. So rabbits eat grasses, pellets and hay. If you want to feed them any other extra things like fruits, it should be in very little quantity. Like, you know what we were thinking before, like the rabbit used to love the carrots, especially the yellow part of the carrot. But no, we noticed later that rabbit don't really the yellow part of the carrot or the orange part of the carrot is not really that good for a rabbit. Instead, you should feed them the green part of the carrot, as this might be quite good for them. So know this kind of thing that you are feeding your rabbit. Know the right food to feed your rabbit. Know the food you should not feed your rabbit. We did a video on 7 kind of leaves or 7 kind of things you should not give to your rabbit. So you can go and check out that video and know these leaves or food you should avoid feeding to your rabbit. So the last thing I'm going to be talking about is aggressive behavior from other animals. So if you're a rabbit farmer and you know you have dogs around your environment, or you have dogs in your house, please, you should keep your dog very, very far from your rabbit, or keep your cat very, very far from your rabbit. As you guys know, rabbits are prey animals. These dogs and cats are their predators. They attack them a lot. If your dog is backing close to your rabbit's cage, your rabbit, trust me, is not going to be in the right state of mind, as your rabbit can be very, very scared of these particular predators, because the cats and the dogs, they are predators. So rabbit will get scared. Even if your rabbit do give birth, she might even end up eating her babies because of scare of these predators, because they are afraid of these predators. And trust me, your rabbit will not be living in a healthy environment if you have dogs always barking around your environment or like that. Unless your dog born with your rabbit, then your rabbits can be living in a good environment. I know some people keep dogs and rabbits together, and they even stay together and play together. Yes, if you have that kind of position, then it's all fine. But if your dog is like a security dog where he stays in a cage and he always comes out at night, please make sure your dog does not come out close to your rabbit cage, as it might cause a disaster one day and end up killing all your rabbits. You might want to avoid some of these things I've said in this particular video. I've tried as much as possible to teach you guys some things you need to know in this particular video. Please try as much as possible to put all this I've said into practice in your farm. Avoid some of these things I've said. The one that you think maybe you can work on it a bit, just work on it. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we bring you more and more updates about rabbit farming. So thank you for watching this video. Do have a nice day. Until next time, as I always say, peace.